Okay, Coda.
I'm going too fast, and it's brand new truck. Got a new bag, I just got some brand new bucks. Me in public, you don't even say what's up, come on. Okay, I'm moving sluggish, cause that shit inside my cup, come on. Okay, we can pull up quick and make it sing just like Madonna. Just because I'm rich, this bitch gon' eat it up around her. I got dollars, I tell baby I'm about business, pop your collar. I'm a problem since the day that I got in this, I've been ballin'. I went up and ever since then, baby, you been calling. Just don't get it twisted, baby, you know I was solid. You let me in before the night and I'll be gone before the morning. You let me hit before I get up in the sky because I'm torn. New bag, I just got some brand new bucks, yeah. Too fast, I'm inside a brand new truck, yeah. Fuck it, I know that you see me upload. Okay, I'm moving sluggish cause this shit inside my blood, come on. Yeah, I've been moving slide. I think you know the most about me, why you moving shy? I'm addicted to this comfort, you can see it in my eye, Every time you told me you couldn't believe it, I ain't lie, Pull up to that map trip, demon in disguise, I get it, then I flip, don't touch this demon that I drive. If I need it, plug on send that shit, all he know is high. On the right side of the heatway, I'm just trying not to die, right? We can pull up quick and make it sing just like Madonna. Just because I'm rich, this bitch gon' eat it up around her. I got dollars, I tell baby I'm about business, pop your collar. I'm a problem since the day that I got in this, I've been ballin'. I went up and ever since then, baby, you been calling. Just don't get it twisted, baby, you know I was solid. You let me in before the night and I'll be gone before the morning. You let me hit before I get up in the sky because I'm torn. New bag, I just got some brand new bucks, yeah. Too fast, I'm inside a brand new truck, yeah. Fuck it, I know that you see me upload. Okay, I'm moving sluggish cause this shit inside my blood, come on.
VBs on both my wrists. I was in the jump bucket, now I'm out in all my shit.
Hit the bitch with a Glock emoji, turn dang in a guacamole. Can't hurt me, I'm with my OGs. Can't nerf me, Sandy LP.
Shit, told them rest in peace. Where the packet at, they want it so bad. They been asking where the credit is.
Oh, that's me. Done all my hit, fuck you me. Riding in that chopper with my team. Oh, I know me, boy. See, you've done it now. You are fucked.
That's for the beam, watch my eyes grow. Sipping hella lean, smoking hydro. When I hit the reef, turn it tidal. Gary is my shadow, bitch, he go wherever I go.
Gary hit him with the.
Gary hit him with the.
Gary hit him with the. I'm a stone face killer like my motherfucking house is. Stomach hit that do-si-do and smack you where your mouth is. Heard they want a solo, I can't do that till we out this. Grab my clarinet and smoke them hoppers by the ounces. My treat the finger fresh, rub it on. I'm addicted to this cash, I want it all. Let the chopper blow his brat, bend him over, set relax. Put some lead up in his ass, still hetero. You know the crab like money.
Know the spawns like fun.
Know the store keeps shining.
Know the squid likes guns.
What we all got in common when the shit's said and done is a dead fucking road cheddar city that we run. That's for the beam, watch my eyes grow. Sipping hella lean, smoking hydro. When I hit the reef, turn it tidal. Gary is my shadow, bitch, he go wherever I go.
Gary hit him with the.
Gary hit him with the.
Gary hit him with the.
About a movie, love the way you move me. Baby's got a voice, and when she talks, it feels so soothing. Angel from above, got me falling so in love, and I'm waiting for the crash. I hate this so much. Can we just not write a song about a girl? I've been getting burnt out on every single verse about her waistline and those curves and daddy's money in her bank account. It all sounds the same thing, my day just went to waste. I write about a girl that's fake just to get paid. I'm so sick and tired of love songs, rather die and spend another night writing one more song about a girl that don't exist. I read hell up in an eight and I can't pay the rent. Guess I'll write a song about a girl. Guess I'll write a song about a girl. I think I'ma take a boys' night, get high, drink and set the mood right. I bet 100 on the money line, thrill seeking for the weekend. I bought a first class ticket, leave town, I don't think I'll miss it. Cash out, then I'll blow my winnings on and on again. Vicious cycle, I know how this ends. I'm so sick and tired of love songs, rather die than spend another night writing one more song about a girl that don't exist. I read hell up in an eight and I can't pay the rent. Guess I'll write a song about a girl. Guess I'll write a song about a girl. Guess I'll write a song about a girl. I'm so sick and tired of love songs, rather die than spend another night writing one more song about a girl that don't exist. I read hell up in an eight and I can't pay the rent. Guess I'll write a song about a girl.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's another episode of Nerdy Live in the Morning. I'm your host, Nerdy John. And boy, oh boy, I'm late to the party when it comes to this story. But hey, better late than never, right? That's what my father said anyway when he went out to get milk and cigarettes. You know, he said, better late than never, kid. You know, at least I showed up, after I didn't have to pay child support. The bastard. Anyway, so this is kind of a depressing story, honestly. Very sad, very, 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 very uncomfy story, as the kids say. So there's this guy. His name is CameronF305. Okay, and I'm not gonna judge the username. Okay, look at my username. It's technically nerdyjohn.to2. Okay, I can't judge it. But if you look at the channel, he actually recently just made a content cop on iDubbbz, and look at it. It's like one of the most popular videos on his channel right now. Actually, let me yep, it is the most popular video on his channel. What the fuck is this anime bullshit right here? God fucking damn. Yeah, no thank you. None of that anime bullshit, okay? Ignore the fact that I'm a Dragon Ball fan. But yeah, a lot of people became familiar with Cameron thanks to this content cop, and from what I've seen, for the most part, it seems like a very decent video. Admittedly, I haven't watched the full video in of itself, but I have seen the reactions of it. I'm sorry, Cameron. It's no diss towards you. I literally had no idea what the name of your channel was when people were reacting to it. So it was like, oh, someone made a comment cop. That's interesting. But anyway, apparently, supposedly, Cameron has allegations against him. And the cherry on top is that it involves fucking Yandere Dev. Everyone's favorite fucking creepy guy on the internet, Yandere Dev. Is it breakfast jump up type of? Is it a breakfast jump up type of day? It depends. Depends, Neon. Depends on a lot of factors, honestly. But yeah, holy shit. Before we get into the topic, though, I just want to say, guys, it was Dead on Dave's birthday yesterday. So if you want to be homies, go over to Dead on Dave's Twitter, wish the guy a late happy birthday, and show all the love and support to Dave, because Dave gave me my shot by letting me become his producer, and I'm incredibly thankful for all the opportunities he gave me. But yeah, this is never a good sign, by the way. Cameron's Twitter is privated. Now, I'm not judging the guy for privating his Twitter. Obviously, very, very serious situation he's in. Probably doesn't want all the heat to it. He did make a Google Doc response to everything. So don't worry, we're going to go over that. However, okay, I need to acknowledge there is going to be a bias here, okay? Cameron, you don't follow me on Twitter. And FPS Diesel does. So I think the bias is going to be pretty clear here, okay? I'm a little clout goblin. I gotta stick with like the bigger creators, Yandere Dev. I am Jon Snow on that topic. Oh wait, what's the joke? Like you have no knowledge of it, or it's like, or it's like you have too much knowledge. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with Game of Thrones vernacular. I'm sorry. I watched like the first season, thought it was great, and then never caught up on the rest of it. I'm sorry. I know. I need to watch the rest of it. I need to get I heard they're renaming it back to HBO instead of just Max. It's apparently going to be HBO again. Anyway, whatever they're calling that streaming service, I gotta watch Game of Thrones. Apparently they're doing a new spinoff of Game of Thrones too, but we're getting distracted. So FPS Diesel decided to make a video. Oh, hang on. Okay, it's all fucked up. Hang on. We gotta fix that. This technical difficulties, super unprofessional. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah. Here we go. It's called The Aftermath of Yandere Dev, and then it has Cameron's username right there. And I just want to look at some of the comments real quick. Let's see. I have a new game idea. It's called Shower Simulator. It's where I take a shower and wash myself because everyone in the story makes me feel like I'm covered in filth. The CIA could not interrogate half the things YD willingly puts out there from me. How did you get into this position of accidentally having sex with someone? It happens. I mean, it happens. Okay, it's like, hey, bing, bang, boom. You want to, you know, I've had situations where it's like you invite a friend who's a girl over, you know, things happen, you know. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for showing me the way, Wookie. But yeah, we're gonna be watching FPS Diesel's video, and again, because FPS Diesel follows me, I think the biases are gonna be clear. Obviously, you know, this is gonna be a 100% like FPS Diesel can do nothing wrong type of stream. So let's just jump into it, okay? As Phil DeFranco says.
A year ago, I released a video titled "The Fall of Yandere Dev," and that,
which in all seriousness is a very good video. Which what? Why did it fucking jump? Jesus, don't fucking do that. His video on Yandere Dev is actually pretty good. In all seriousness, I highly recommend you guys check that out.
A year ago, I released a video titled "The Fall of Yandere Dev," and that cataloged over 3 hours the grooming allegations regarding Yandere Dev, a disgraced game developer. The video would consume roughly 5 months.
Very, very loose game developer, by the way. He's only ever developed like the Yandere Dev, and that's about it. He does look like he's about to sell me crypto, though. Nice. Yeah, he's about to show you a really, really good investment opportunity that you would be an idiot not to get into.
I unraveled this ludicrous conspiracy of internet morons. For the uninitiated, the pitch starts like this. Yandere Dev, aka Alex Mahan, was starting a romantic relationship with someone who was 16 going on 17. Alex being 35.
I am 16 going on 17.
5 to 36 over the course of the
Actually,
story.
I'm 35.
This was horrific to find out, but it got even worse than that as everybody in this story was fumbling something. Everybody had their hand in the cookie jar. It was a fumble of epic proportions I have not ever seen since. One of the people that was involved with this was a person by the name of CameronF305.
Cameron. Now, from what I understand, you're a young man. You're younger than me, which is rare. What are you, like in your 20s? Like apparently you were 19 during this whole situation. I'm guessing you're like 20, 21 now. Listen, Cameron, what were you doing being involved with Yandere Dev? He looks like he's gone half boogie. Oh yeah, with the hair, yeah. Mana Potion coffee coin to the moon, to the moon. Oh my god, don't give him ideas. No. Don't call it Mana Coffee coin. Just call it Mana Coin. There you go. Oh, boom. FPS Diesel giving you ideas here for crypto. I better get half the revenue for it.
Who many of you may have seen recently in a recent explosive video aping the content cop that he showed me right before it came out. So what happened in this ridiculous story? Why does it matter?
Here we go.
And what happened since then, since some new stuff has happened? Let's save everyone that 3-hour video that I posted and give you the TLDW and find out where these people are now. Join me as we uncover the aftermath of Yandere Dev. It's crazy, you know what?
Oh boy, this is not gonna go well. I feel.
Told you that? But, Allie, you lied to me.
Understand that, and I do apologize for that.
You
saw a little bit more
You fucking lied to me.
than I should have seen. Okay, timidly, pensively, and only like one time. There were 2 times I saw. There was only one time I implied I wanted to see it.
Oh guys, he's referring to the minor. Yandere Dev, no. Yandere Dev, what the fuck, man? You can't be doing that, Yandere. You can't be doing that. Listen, I know you like your anime high school girls, but fucking hell. Mana Coin TM. Yo, cool anime girls, good morning. Well, it's funny because right before Diesel dropped this video, Opblock was streaming and they kind of tricked this guy. Lol. Wait, Opblock tricked Cameron? Oh no. Oh no. If you Cool Anime Girls, if you he went into VC with Opblock and ran from Diesel, popped in, lol. Oh god. Cool Anime Girls. I don't know if you're in the Discord server or not, but if you are, please send a link to that in general chat. I want to fucking see that. I want to fucking see that so fucking bad. I need some hilarity here. Okay, we're gonna be talking about rape. Okay, I need some levity.
The man of the hour is Dev, aka Alex. Dev, as I came to understand.
Oh my god, such an iconic picture. Such an iconic picture with that big fucking nose and the messy hair.
Stan, over the course of this ridiculous story, is a pathetic person. He's the archetypal incel, complete with poor opinions on sex and outburst of outrageous anger.
I am shocked and appalled by that. A man who looks... oh, shoot. Okay, it's not gonna... Okay.
The story is a pathetic person. He's the archetypal incel, complete with poor opinions on sex and outburst of outrageous anger. For the uninitiated to his lore, it starts like this over 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, you poor motherfuckers who don't know the fucking Yandere Dev lore. Guys, it you know what's funny is people like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier played Yandere Dev. I'm pretty sure PewDiePie played it too. Like for like a solid year. Yandere Simulator was like the game to play. It's crazy. Posted in general. Okay, we need some levity. So you said you posted it in general? I'm not seeing it. Hang on. Cool Anime Girls, I'm gonna give you a link. I'm gonna post a link to the Discord in live chat here. Because you might have sent. Did you accidentally send it to like K-Hux server? Because I'm not in. Well, I'm in my own server right now, not in K-Hux server. Unless like Discord's just being weird and not updating. Anyway, I digress. But like, there was a point in time when like if you wanted to get views on YouTube, you played Yandere Simulator, which in retrospect was kind of weird considering the subject matter of the game. And then like, I'm pretty sure in like one build of the game there was like a side quest where you had to like take pictures of like the other girls' underwear, which is super fucking weird. I just want to point that out. Super fucking weird. That like I get it, like pervy anime game, but like when it's like made by like a guy in his 30s, like a white guy in his 30s, it's fucking creepy, man. And I mean, it's creepy in general, even when the Japanese do it. But like, holy shit. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, you posted like just the whole stream. Okay, hang on. I guess okay, well it looks like he's in here early enough. Let's check out a little bit of it. See if there's anything interesting in here.
Overcorrect to a point where it just became...
By the way, what the fuck is this like profile picture, by the way? It looks like some fucking Soul Eater character.
Pure uninteresting shit. Mm-hmm. So at that point, he was just kind of irrelevant. So I was like, okay, I'm not even gonna worry about making it. And plus, I was making music at the time. I was too busy.
Yo, he's a musician like me. Cameron's a musician, bro. Okay, well, if you got like a timestamp for when Diesel pops in, that would be awesome. Cool Anime Girls. Just so that way we get to the juicy bits. No, I see what happened, lol. I invited to another server and thought it was yours because it's because of nerdy, lol. But I posted it in the correct Discord. Awesome. If and Cool Anime Girls, if you have a timestamp for when like Diesel pops in, that would be awesome. Anyway, let's continue with. Till then, let's continue with Diesel's main video.
You see, a conversation bubbled up on 4chan's V, where a then much younger yandere dev discussed the idea of a social stealth game with others online. That conversation would bubble into a game that would never release. It would bubble into Yandere Simulator. You see, as Dev began his development, release dates...
Which, like the concept of, because, it's kind of like a Hitman game, where it's like you gotta stealthily kill the other girls, and, make sure to hide the bodies. That's actually, like, a pretty, cool, well, not cool, but it's an interesting concept for a small anime game. The problem is the guy who's making it is fucking incompetent.
Were pushed back almost in perpetuity. People began noticing how this guy would react to criticism and basically just freak out. The cracks were small at first, but over time this would boil over into drama. Dev tried to stop the bleeding with an unhinged blog post, cataloging and addressing his various controversies. Now, what are these controversies and how long is the list? Well, it's pretty damn long, so let's include some famous ones that are actually on his debunk page, which is no longer up. Threatening suicide or trying to push others to suicide.
Oh, that's lovely. That's fucking lovely.
Corporate fumbling from publisher Tiny Build that cost Dev literally a blank check. His teenage web history where he wrote vivid murder fantasies about his parents. And
oh, that's healthy. That's really healthy. Who doesn't who doesn't just casually do that, right? Clearly the signs of a very mentally stable individual.
Fallout fanfiction featuring rape, sex licenses,
Okay, Diesel pops in at 48 minutes. However, I recommend you start at 46 minutes. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's Okay, so we got around 46 minutes. Okay, so we're just starting here.
People are going to ask you, are you going to make, like I did, I asked you if you're going to make a video, what do you think the best way to move on from, that part of your life is? Do you think that, some people do, some fucking people do the twit longer shit, and that's fucking gay. Some people, make a video on it, like we discussed before. Some people just say, hey,
right,
I don't want to engage in it. Some people are just listen, you bring it up. I'll make the same statement continually and over. What is a really good way that you would want to move on with it?
Well, I've actually already done some of those things. I made a video after I released the rest of the music that I hadn't gotten to when the whole controversy happened. And because there was a vinyl rollout and everything, and I talked about I'm quitting. I have quit. I just released the rest of my music. I'm moving forward, yada yada, and that was kind of that. I hadn't talked about it, touched on it for I think 6, 7, 8 months, and yeah, that was that.
Why am I getting pinged? Hold up 1 second. I apologize. Huh. Okay. Interesting. You're here. I just got pinged with something.
What's up?
I'm gonna bring it on screen just so.
Oh boy. They're gonna get him in a gotcha.
You're aware.
Okay.
There's a video here that I have. It is called The Aftermath of Yondev, CameronF305.
Oh boy, here we go.
By FPS
Interesting.
Diesel. I mean,
Is this new?
Brand new. That's what I just got pinged with. Do you want to watch it?
Not really.
You don't want to watch because I'm going to react to you. Why don't you want to watch it?
It's just not something I feel like I should engage with.
Why don't you want to engage with it?
Dude, I'm open to watch my own exposed video one day.
Like I said earlier, it's not worth the energy or time.
It's not worth the energy or time. Is it because there's something in this video that you wouldn't like getting out?
I don't if it's there, it's there. I mean, it's something from this is all shit from my teenage years.
From your teenage years? Okay. Because
those long begotten times of the teenage years, and you're like 20. Those long ancient times.
I mean, you said by the time of it, if I remember correctly, you were 19, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
So
went from 15 to 19. It was a good 4 years of my life.
yeah. So
I'm just like, it's over.
it's over. So if it's over, let's get over with. You know,
That's,
listen, I'm not.
like I appreciate your show, man, and I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just really not something I'm like willing to engage with. You know.
Okay. You're not willing to engage with it because you want to move on, or you're not willing to engage with it because you feel like it's not necessary. Like, listen, I'm just asking.
Both.
Okay. So you don't want to engage with it at all.
No, it's just like, why? You know, it's like if I spend my time.
Okay, man, but it's like, I like the video does like bring serious accusations against you, so you might want to. I know normally when it comes to like glub shitto like commentary dramas, you know, usually my advice for people is, oh yeah, just ignore it. But like, I don't know, like, and obviously, keep in mind this is like a stream from like a week ago. He's made a Google Doc response. I don't know if he's gonna make like an actual like video response, but obviously, I think when it comes to serious accusations such as someone accusing you of like assault, like that type of thing, I think it is something you need to respond to. Obviously, respond correctly, precisely. You don't want to like rush into it because then it can look worse for you. But let's continue.
I'm engaging with like shit from years ago. Like I feel like we're moving in circles here.
No, I do apologize if we're moving in circles. I'm just trying to figure out why, for instance, you wouldn't want to engage with something that is about you by someone who's covered you in the past. I guess that's my big thing. Is just like something because I know this person has covered you. And I think
right.
Oh my god, here we go. FPS Diesel enters the VC. Lol, sorry, I find it hilarious how smoothly Falgi went into the video, like he didn't know it was gonna drop, lol. Also, a lot of people in chat knew about this video and stuff because it was played in the Discord, and chat just pretended they didn't know anything as well, lol. Just remember, the Cameron tries to get Diesel to take down the video. That is how it's gonna go. Wait, am I reading that right? Just remember, the Cameron tries to get Diesel to take down a video. So like he like, so what? Am I gonna see him like beg Diesel to like take down the video? He wanted Diesel to take out a part. Oh shoot. Okay.
Oh.
Well, Cameron.
What's up, Diesel?
Interesting that you don't want to watch it.
Why would I mean, you're a YouTuber, you know this better than most. Why would I like engage with this kind of shit?
You know, the thing is that you've been saying that this entire drama, and I really do think that you do not want this to get talked about. I really don't think you do. Now, honestly, the onus is on you. I just want you to provide evidence of that, okay? Because you tried to pressure me into taking out a part of my video.
I did not. I made that very clear to you. And
by the way, it okay, I need to see like the Discord DMs, but like, how do you pressure someone? Like obviously, like if we look at like Diesel's size here, like, you know, 1,000 I can't even fucking speak today. 173,000 subscribers, you know, and Cameron, you know, no diss towards you. Obviously, you have a lot more subs than I do, but 37.2K compared to Diesel's size, I don't know if that's gonna work, you know. Unless you're like a Nicholas Diorio type figure where you can just like pressure million sub YouTubers into doing your bidding.
Right. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did it twice.
Whoa, before you two keep arguing. Hey, wait, before you two keep arguing, I'm gonna need proof of that shit. Right now. I'm gonna need proof of it.
You say please really, really hard and sacrifice a chicken? No, you gotta sacrifice a goat.
If
I mean, I recorded my side of it, but
no. If there's a text, if there's an audio recording,
I made it extremely clear to him in private that if he wanted to leave it in the video, that's fine. I was gonna try to find whatever we were talking about. I'm not gonna get into it because first of all, it's a private conversation, and second of all, that's very personal shit that we were talking about in regards to like the proof that I was gonna send him.
Okay.
We talked about it. I told him that there was no pressure to remove anything, and I wouldn't blame him for not removing anything.
You know, the crazy part is, chat, that
no goats are cute. Well, that's why you sacrifice them. The cuteness helps with the sacrifice.
Right after my call with Cameron, right, this very serious call, Cameron goes on an interview, right, a little later that evening with Food Shops.
Yeah.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Wait, is Food Shops a transgender lolly lover? Am I remembering that correctly? Food Shops is like the transgendered girl who like loves lolly and like has advocated for like CP in the past.
It's 14 pages.
Oh, Wookiees lead with a 5 with Boogie's pressure. Diesel's hips must look like a paperclip. God damn. What the fuck with Boogie's pressure? Diesel's hips must look like a paperclip. What the fuck?
Hilarious. Cameron, are you familiar with Food Shops history?
No, I have no idea.
No, that's hilarious. I'm sure.
Food Shops is one that says her therapist says she must watch. That's. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I can't speak today. You know, I'm a podcaster and I can't fucking speak. Food Shops is one that says her therapist says for her to watch Lolly and shit and defended Lolly. Yeah. I remember, what was it? Tipster? Oh my god, I'm remembering so much lore. Tipster debated Food Shops about Lolly and lost. Dude, how do you lose a Lolly debate with a lolicon? Like, how the fuck do you do that? But how the fuck do you? By the way, guys, if you want to call in and talk about the topic, go right ahead. I would love to get other people's opinion on this.
I'm sure Chad will be happy to provide that information to you.
What happened with
Top
Food
tomato.
Shops?
Yep, I'm traumatized.
Okay, and before that, you're here running like defense for yourself in Diorio's Discord, saying like, "Oh, Diesel got some things wrong, this, that, and the other thing." Then when I pressure you on it, you don't provide it. You're like, "Oh, I can't find it. Oh, just give me some time to look for it." Right? I give you some time, and I got to be honest. I don't think you're gonna go look for it. I'm willing to admit that it's you haven't gotten it yet, and you can go find it. But
well, first of all, I haven't had the time. This was like a couple days ago. I'm in class. I was in a 7-hour class today. Okay, I have shit going that I'm working on.
Dude, he's in college. He's in college. How is he supposed to defend himself against accusations when he's in college, bro? Okay, and it's like, oh my god, this is funny.
So you have time to do glazing interviews and sit in everybody's chat that's reacting to you, but you don't have time to
I mean,
find
I got a million fucking mentions
that would
on my Twitter.
You. Okay, get off of Twitter and start looking for the fucking audio. I don't understand.
Which can I ask, because I don't know enough. What audio are we talking about?
This is something that was talked about between us in private that I was gonna try to get to him, and if I couldn't find it because there was a lot of shit that was happening during that time where I was being. I'm not even gonna get into it. I
mean, what can you at least?
It's not worth my time.
Can you at least explain what it is? Because I'm gonna be honest.
It's not worth my time.
If it's not worth your,
listen. It is not worth my time.
Okay.
I got other things I'm working on, so I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
You guys have a great stream, and I'm out.
Oh.
Oh, that's kind of funny, man. No, okay, like, I don't like. Okay, so it's funny, but also too, like, admittedly, I am a little sympathetic. And hear me out on this. Like you have like serious accusations against you. I'm not saying they're true. I'm not saying they're false, but you have serious accusations against you, right? And you're in the interview. And then you find out during that interview that a video has been made on you. And then the person who made that video corners you on that live stream. I'm not saying what he did was necessarily the right move, but I can understand why he wanted to exit that call. Not gonna lie, exposing my own crimes isn't worth my time either, but it doesn't look good. Yeah, I mean, like, in terms of, like, the court of public opinion, it definitely makes him look a lot more guilty if he's just like, nah, I'm good, and then just, like, dips, you know, like, in terms of, like, the public opinion. But, okay, we reacted to that little bit. We got sidetracked, but let's watch the rest of FPS Diesel's video.
Conversation's as bad as you think it is. Weird dismissals of pedophilia. He's been accused of
lovely. I forgot all this stuff about Yandere Dev. I think a little after they talked about how this was kind of planned, it was only if he came in chat and wants to come in, they would let him, but also they didn't tell him to come in chat. So it happened only because he decided to go in chat, lol. Pride cometh before the fall, you know. I'm sorry for sidetracking. No, cool anime girls. It was funny. Don't ever apologize. It's okay.
Spending Patreon money on a life-size Samus Aran sex doll.
What the? Yes, Samus. Kiss, kiss, kiss. I love you so much. Kiss, kiss. Gimme that sugar, baby. Kiss, kiss, kiss. What the? What the fuck? Bro. I'm not saying I wouldn't waste Patreon money if I had Patreon money. Or, you know, I'm not saying I'm not wasting YouTube membership money on, like, dumb stuff like food and, you know, all that stuff. But, like, come on, man. A life-size Samus sex doll. When you can maybe use that money for, like, hiring other programmers to help you. Bro, finish your game. Stop having sex with Samus.
Here's a post from that website. The Yandere Simulator game is an unoptimized, unfinished, buggy, and poorly programmed mess. And when questioned on it, he flips out.
What was it? Like, how dare you waste money on food? Yeah. What was it? Like, well, when I say waste money on food, I don't mean like groceries. I mean stuff like Chipotle, to be clear. Like, not food that matters. Just like, oh yeah, let me get Chipotle. But no, like, what was it? I remember hearing a story about how, there was an actual programmer, like an actual video game developer who, like, tried to help Yandere Dev, but Yandere Dev fucked up the coding in Yandere Simulator so badly that, like, the person quit, right? They literally offered to work with him, and they were supposed to. I only waste Google Play cards I scammed from lonely housewives to donate. Hell yeah, Wookie Z. Hell yeah, get on that fucking grind set.
He's been accused of doing asset flips for Yandere Sim, or just stealing assets from online. The game has been called a self-insert fetish project. That one's probably the most true one on here if you've ever played the game. There is a toothbrush that kills the game's performance and crashes it.
5,500 polygons kills the game, apparently. Oh my god, how unoptimized is this shit?
That video has a lot of views about a damn toothbrush in a video game that's not out. The history of Yandere Simulator is cataloged online by numerous people, including Yandere Simulator's own website, which features embellished retellings from devs' perspective, which are ultimately—
By the way, guys, this is that point in the live stream where we do some self-sponsorship. If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Ring the bell for all notifications. Guys, we are almost to 3K subscribers, and I would love to get to it by the end of the summer. And also, too, guys, if you're feeling extra generous, which is not required, but again, if you're feeling extra generous, you become a member of the channel for just 99 cents. That's cheaper than most value menus now in fast food places, and you get a shout out at the end of every live stream. Also, you get exclusive members-only content, such as members-only streams that I plan on doing soon.
Ultimately him trying to just save his own ass. But believe it or not, none of these things were the killing blow, actually. It actually took a lot, and, you know, the guy's still trucking today. Now, the short version of the killing blow was that Yandere Dev came into contact with a girl named Jelly, who you might hear referred to as a bunch of other names, none of which are actually her name. Now, Jelly and Dev began talking online, and Jelly was a minor at the time, but Dev entertained talking to her anyway. His reasoning basically boils down to she's mature for her age, and she was 16 to 17 at the time of these events, and he was 35 going on 36.
Oh boy.
So you can imagine.
Oh, that age gap, is not good. Not good age gap. No good age gap.
That this is
Don't become a member, I feel superior right now.
not an appropriate relationship to have. Now, between myself and various other people involved in the story, there are quite literally hours of calls between him and Jelly. You can find all these online.
Oh boy.
The files were released by another YouTuber in the story named Ali. So how did this whole pedophile thing start, right? For those of you unfamiliar with this drama, allow me to give you some clips of this cognito hazard. And of course, if you're watching this and you're a streamer or something, you've been warned.
You're cute.
Oh boy. Here we go, chat. Here we go. Is this are we about to get scarred for life? Are we about to get scarred for life, chat? Here we go. Also, good morning, Blue Jay. Hope you're doing well.
You put your hands on your hips.
Well, yeah, I mean, like that's like my seriousness stance. Like I'm
Oh, you're adorable.
What the fuck?
okay.
He's doing this instead of developing his game? Oh no, she's on video call. Is that why it's blurred out? Oh no, she's on video call during this? Oh, this is so fucked up.
What are you doing with your finger there?
Bro. Oh, what the fuck? You creepy ass old man. What the fuck? I don't care if you're only in your 30s. You're a creepy ass old man.
I'm thinking. These are. Am I thinking?
Yes.
I'm thinking. What the fuck?
So cute.
What? No, because like when you think and then your brain is working and your
You're so fucking cute.
I feel so fucking gross right now. What the fuck? Yet still not as bad as Jar somehow. I don't know. This is on the same fucking level, in my opinion.
Pat.
He's not. He's just saying. He's not even saying, "Let me see your pussy," because like that's what Jar would do. Jar would be like, "Let me see your pussy," and then like he show a picture of a cat, right? Yandere Dev's just saying stuff like, "Oh my god, so cute," but it's so fucking creepy with his voice.
Pat.
Now
You say pat. What the fuck?
mentioned the large-scale leaker is Ali, and I'll explain who she is in a moment. But Ali was holding on to all of this and assuming that Jelly was the world's most innocent girl the entire time. And Jelly was most certainly not. She's a victim, but she also is one of the most deeply disturbed people in this entire story.
I mean, if you're a 16-year-old willing to talk to Yandere Dev, guess you're not all there in the head. No offense to her.
Jelly has a long history of posting pictures of her body on 4chan as a minor. She
What the fuck?
participated in Discord servers that provided rules on how to blackmail pedophiles for money, food, and games.
What the fuck? So, like, she... Obviously, the men she's doing this to are bad people, but, like, she's what would the proper term be? Entrapment? Is entrapment, like, the right term? So, like, she entraps, like, these creepy guys into, like, giving her money? So, like, was she trying to do this to, like, Yandere Dev, and it just, like, fucking blew out of proportion?
She even tried to do that with Yandere Dev. Hell, the reality is, she probably did. She probably made off like gangbusters. Jelly is
I mean, yeah, if he was still, like... If she was, like, well... This would have been, like, what, a year or two ago? So... I don't think he was... I think by that point, I don't think Yandere Dev was making too much money on Patreon, but if he still had money from Patreon, I'm sure she, like, made gangbusters.
extreme.
She's a honeypot. Okay.
Antisocial in her behavior. She has had practice doing this, and Dev was not her first mark.
Yes, and it was encouraged by another creator. You see, that's what's fucked up, is that, like, content create. I'm guessing you're referring to Ali. What's fucked up is that, like, content, like, objectively, it's like obviously what he's doing is super creepy, right? But like in terms of like legality stuff, like if Yandere Dev somehow got a good lawyer, the lawyer could argue, well, it's like, well, they entrapped my client, they purposefully like did this, and this to entice him. Which I don't know, to be clear, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know how good of a defense that would be. But like, I don't know, it seems like you're giving, by doing what you're doing, you're giving Yandere Dev a lot of outs in terms of like a legal sense. At least that's how I see it. Keep in mind, I'm just a fucking moron on YouTube. I'm not a legal expert, so keep everything I say with a grain of salt.
Now, I should mention, Dev is the adult here, and he should be held accountable for his actions. Which is why, despite the deliberate, calculated, and malicious behavior of Jelly, the buck stops with Dev. Full stop.
Yeah, because he's the adult. He should know better. Right? He should know better than not to fucking, like, be in VCs all day with a 16-year-old girl, you know? But no, instead he fucking encouraged it and was like, let me see you.
Moment though.
You're so cute. You're so cute.
This whole thing I had never had access to was this footage that I'm going to show you next, of Dev admitting the heinous activity that had just been alluded to this entire time. And so, again, cognito hazard unless you want to think about the cum chalice guy jerking off.
Yeah, these conversations got out of control and I should have stopped them and I didn't. And, well, I wasn't going to mention that in the video. Yeah, okay, I saw a little bit more than I should have seen. Okay.
I saw a little bit more than I should have seen. What the fuck do you mean by that, Yandere Dev? Do you see her naked? See her in a bikini? What the fuck do you mean by that? You creepy ass old man?
Okay, timidly, pensively, and only like
timidly,
one time.
Pensively? What the fuck are you saying here?
There were 2 times I saw. There was only one time I implied I wanted.
Wait. There were 2 times I saw, but now it's only one time.
When she said the conversation got sexual, what did that mean? Well, she said to me, "Hey, I'm really horny. Do you mind if I masturbate?" And I said, okay. And then she just started. She was just moaning into the microphone, and then she finished like a minute later. She said,
"What the? Oh God, Yandere Dev. The fuck's wrong with you?"
But it was my voice that did it for her.
It was my voice. Nah. Your voice is fucking creepy, man. Your voice is fucking creepy, guys. Okay, listen. I'm the only YouTuber with a good voice. Okay, let no one tell you otherwise. Anyone else is just a fucking creepy old man.
And another time, you know how like when you're having a conversation, it's just so easy to just give a reply without thinking, "Hey, wait a minute, this it's kind of inappropriate to."
I know mentally you're not an adult, but like legally speaking, Yandere Dev, you are the adult in this situation. You should fucking know better.
Say that to someone who's young. I didn't show her. She just said, "How big is your dick?" And I said, 8 inches.
Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. I don't want to see a proof of it, but bull fucking shit. I'm calling that right now. Also, a 16-year-old's asking you how big your dick is, and you're just like, "Yeah, let me just say it."
I never saved a single thing.
So there it is.
I saw it, but I never saved it. Oh yeah, that's so much better, Yandere Dev. That's so much better. Good on you for not saving the illegal material that you were being sent. Good on you, buddy.
There's the admission from Dev that many people just were wishing to have for such a long time. In a recent call I had with a former confidant and collaborator of Dev's, CameronF305, he revealed to me that these anonymous leaks were his. He provided them during a conversation he had with Reddit mods over a period of few days. Cameron...
Oh God, not Reddit mods. Why's always gotta be Reddit mods?
Is going to come back into this story in a little bit as well, but let's get through the rest of the characters in this story. So how'd all this stuff start? Well, it all starts with a simple expose video by a YouTuber called AllieMCC. She now goes by Allie's son, and she published a video on Yandere Dev. Basically, over the course of 40 minutes, she relayed the story of Jelly.
And what's weird about because like obviously, well, me and K-Huck went over this on the Still Connected channel. We did a podcast episode about this. What's super fucking weird about this is like Allie is like a Let's Play channel. So like the fact that Allie like inserted herself into this was like super fucking weird because like she has no credentials to like talk about it. It's not like necessarily like you need like credentials to be like a commentary YouTuber. Obviously, that's not what I'm trying to say. But it's like I don't know. It's weird from going to like, and I think Allie, at least at the time like the story going on, was like a super fucking small YouTuber. I think she had less than 1,000 subs. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure she was a very small YouTuber, and she got involved in this. I think what she was expecting. I think she was expecting like this story to like blow up, like in her and like the victim's favor. And like I think she expected like a huge massive amount of like clout gain from it, but obviously that didn't happen.
A minor, and things were
so
messy.
She's a female Mama Max, like I guess in like the loosest sense.
And not really what Allie was putting out there. The story was a lot more complicated than what Allie wanted it to be. Allie was gathering these recordings of Dev by collaborating with the minor victim Jelly. As in, calls would happen and occur, and Jelly would live react to Allie in a group chat, and then would share the calls with Allie, and Allie would give notes and encourage further prodding for the good of victims everywhere. Yes.
So you see, it's like you're constantly encouraging. Like that's weird from Allie's perspective, is that like she's encouraging a real minor to continue talking to a pedophile. And because like what does I mean, I know people didn't like him because of the EDP situation, but he's like corrected himself since then. I think the guy's name is Alex Ross. What he does is like he does the same thing as like To Catch a Predator did. It was like he has like decoys pretend to be the minor. Like I think it's like by decoys, I think it's just himself, and then like he has people who like look fairly young take pictures for him. I think it's been a while since I've like watched like an Alex Ross video, admittedly. But like the point being is that he doesn't use like actual minors in like his investigations, right? But like it is super creepy from Alice. What's her name? Alice. Sorry. It is super creepy from her point of view to let the minor continue talking to the potential pedophile.
Seriously, Allie held the insane contradictory position of Jelly, the minor, is a
most important part is working with the police and following protocols. Exactly. And like they're not doing that.
Victim, but also is a minor who can't consent and has it in her power to stop Dev anyway, despite the fact that she can't consent and shouldn't be here anyway. So literally this minor is the only person that can stop Yandere Dev? Okay, so I obviously don't know what specifically happened with the feds, but at the time I found out about all of this, myself and my team got in contact with somebody at the FBI, at a local FBI office to where Jelly is located. There were multiple personal correspondence over the time period of this happening, an agent working on the case. Things dried up. You know, we had it all. We had a personal direct line to them, email to share information. It was serious. But I think, in my personal opinion, that this victims crusade that Allie was doing over this period.
I think the problem is, like in order to do stuff, the FBI has to require like a lot of evidence. And I'm not saying FPS Diesel didn't have good evidence, but I think it like what FPS had was enough evidence for like a YouTube video, but not enough for like an actual law enforcement agency.
Period of time is exactly why this case went
At least
nowhere.
that's what it sounds like.
They were having a minor basically try to sting Operation a pedophile. The entire time this was going on, by the way, as I would grill Allie refused to listen to me or cooperate at every turn.
Allie's the name, not Alice. Why was I saying Alice? Anyway, it's Allie, my bad.
Repeatedly tell her that Jelly is more than she lets on. But this lady wouldn't listen to me and would continue to do whatever the hell she felt like, ultimately making the situation worse for everybody.
Of course.
I'm gonna drop the pretense here, right? Here's how it looks to me.
Oh, is this Alice? Is this Alice talking right now?
To me, it kind of looks like you might have had an active
It's a high bar for illegals versus immoral. Yeah.
hand in trying to entrap Yandere Dev using a real minor, right?
What the fuck is this? Is it Genshin? Is this Genshin Impact? Is this the game everyone's been playing? Is this the game all the pedos been playing?
I have a call that allegedly includes you, Krexa, and Jane, where Krexa is encouraging Jane to record these calls and trying to get entrapping material on him.
Sorry, ever since the flamenco incident, I have to go every time I hear it.
Any comment?
Well, I have been in deeper contact with Krexa.
Who's Krexa?
She has been
Is that Jelly's username?
wanting me to basically. She has some things she wants to get out about Cameron that I.
Cameron, by the way, is Yandere Dev. Wait, no. Well, I'm being dumb. Is Cameron F305 here, or is that Yandere Dev's? No, Yandere Dev's name is Alex. There are too many people involved in this story, for Christ's sakes.
Am still trying to look into and unsure if I'm going to pursue. That's not.
Jane is the minor. She has different names. Yeah, her real name's Jane. Krexa, I believe, is just another Discord mod. It's always fucking Discord mods and Reddit mods. I fucking hate all of those fucks, except for the mods in my server. They're pretty awesome, especially when fucking you-know-who fucking raids the server for the millionth time. You guys are awesome.
Not something that, I really want to share with people because she also feels afraid. And again, I don't know exactly how that's going to go or if I'm going to pursue it. So I'm not exactly planning to, talk to people about that. Jane was interested in hearing Krexa's side of her story from when she was roommates with Cameron because Jane is still in
Oh god, they were roommates.
Contact with Cameron, and supposedly he's been doing some very not good things.
Good job keeping it vague.
With Jane, and so I facilitated a call between Krexa and Jane. Krexa did on her own encourage Jane to record things. That's not something I was really supportive of. I was in the call just to listen, but not participating. I had my mic muted the entire time.
Okay, she also had a collaborator that isn't hugely important to this story.
What the fuck is this creature? What the fuck am I looking at? What kind of fucking gremlin is that? Is that a new species of human?
Allie was working with a person by the name of Decepticami who produced a series.
Decepticami is his fucking username? Autobots, we have a new enemy. The Decepticamis. It's just a fucking Megatron with the fucking Russian hat. What the fuck? What the fuck is this bullshit?
Series of TikToks on Yandere Dev and participated in these group chats. Kami basically didn't like that I called him unimportant. And
you interfered with the ego. How dare you, FPS Diesel?
This is the end of talking about Decepticami. He's still unimportant. You see, one of the things that
But I bet you FPS Diesel just included that segment to like dig the knife in further.
happened over this drama is that every glup shitto I came across wanted a chance to wet their sword. For the sake of brevity, I'm not going to include every single stupid tangent. The Reddit mods of r/Osana played a minimal role, but as I'll explain in all my talks with the people they had, I also had talks with all those parties involved. Everybody involved in the story wanted to placate to a specific group, so as a result, the mods, myself, or anybody else looking into this basically got a different story depending on how good of a detective the people lying felt the person was. I'm just gonna be upfront, I'm presenting what I found. That's it. So if you like content like this, check me out on Patreon. Get exclusive access to the podcast I work on with the boys. Or buy my coffee at manapotioncoffee.com and get USDA organic fair trade coffee. Actually cover sometimes.
All right.
Good shit.
All right, Diesel with the plug. Yeah, okay, in all seriousness, go support Mana Potion Coffee if you enjoy coffee. I haven't personally had it yet, but I've heard it's very good. But again, to do my own self-promotion for a second, since he did self-promotion, okay, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, ring the bell for all notifications, and if you're feeling extra generous, become a member today for just 99 cents.
I did not know that. Okay.
And by the way, I actually was very impressed by. I'm like one of those guys that's in like
Is this Cameron? Is this Cameron talking?
Like I've tried the fucking quartering coffee.
Oh my god, this is part of the advertising.
Okay,
stuff.
that shipping scheme, like hustle, but like
dude. Buy Mana Potion Coffee. It's CameronF305 approved.
I was impressed. That's good shit, man.
I mean, I didn't know I wanted an endorsement from Cameron, but you know, I'm glad I got it. Am I right? So this video is primarily about Cameron. So let's uncover and go over how this all unravels. In 2023, Cameron tweeted vaguely about Dev's allegations. As I said, a year
vaguely. Oh no, is that like in support? Is he condemning him? We got to find out. We got to find.
A year ago, the tweets are gone, but I very quickly learned that this was a story that I need to catalog everything in, so that would change very quickly. During our initial talks, Cameron basically brushed it off as false allegations. Dev had been on the receiving end of.
Oh no, Cameron, you were in support. You're in support of Yandere Dev. You see, this is the weird thing. This is the weird thing. There's always like that one, no matter how much evidence is stacked up against the person, there's always that one contrarian who was like, actually, guys, despite the fact that there's numerous screenshots and recorded calls of this old man being creepy with this teenager, I think he's innocent. And then they usually don't change their opinion until they realize that the whole fucking internet is against this one creator. And then they're like, oh, let me just quickly change my opinion to make it seem like I was against this guy the whole time.
Of harassment, the entirety of his lolcow status, and Cameron would become increasingly worried about this over time. But he was also never being fully honest with me because
he did music for the game. Oh, that explains. He was on the payroll.
Well, he worked with Dev. Cameron did the music for Yandere Simulator, but Cameron's a lot more than that. Cameron was Yandere Dev's liaison to the outside internet.
Oh boy.
A young man who would, quote, look at things critically.
His job was to know what all the kids were saying nowadays. You know, Yandere Dev, he's an old man now in this point in terms of like internet years, right? So he's got to have a youngin around so that way he knows all the hip internet lingo. He needs to know what the kids are saying, what the kids are into. And that was Cameron's job.
He initially got me in contact with Dev a long time ago and vouched for me on our initial talks many, many years ago. Cameron would also be overly charitable and forgiving to Dev at every single situation in turn. Anyone who's followed this drama for a long time can tell you that Cameron was seen as the guy who would get in the trenches with people online and get his hands dirty for Dev. He would fight his battles for him. Make no qualms about it, the guy did a lot more than work for Yandere Dev. He was his closest friend and confidant. He's the reason...
Dude, imagine being a man in your mid-30s and your closest friend is a 19-year-old online. It's kind of sad.
I saw Yandere Dev's apology early, and Cameron was an active participant from day one in all of these grooming allegations. For example...
That's, oh no. That's no good. That's no good. No good.
In my initial calls with the involved parties, I would bring up Allie's evidence, and Cam would be present in these calls where I'm talking with Yandere Dev, Cameron, and myself. Cameron would occasionally chime
Dude, that's a fucking nightmare blunt rotation right there.
in with his 2 cents, and occasionally he would even be critical, and I'll give him that. Other times he'd try and downplay what we were reading. And what I was reading out and showing to them...
Cameron was 15 or 16 when he started? Oh no. Oh no.
...is absolutely outrageous, so let me read some Snapchats between...
Dude, Yandere Dev violating like child labor laws.
Dev and this minor he was grooming. Yandere Dev. I think about that sometimes. 17 is 94.4% of 18, so therefore being attracted to a 17-year-old girl is 94.4% okay.
What the fuck? What the... Dude. Yandere Dev, he sat down. He did the math for that. He was like, yeah, that's okay. And then he proceeded to message this to the girl.
Later in the chat, Yandere Dev says, quote, so really the only thing for me to get out of this are lewd pictures and videos to fap to, end quote. To which
God
the minor,
damn.
Jelly, responds, quote, which I'll provide you if you promise...
What the fuck, man? This is so fucked up. I think just like KP, at least one of them paid though. What the fuck?
Promise to keep it secret. Yandere Dev responds, oh, heart emoticon. I would keep...
Oh no. Oh no.
Keep it a secret. Heart emoticon.
I will say...
Wait, what the fuck was that? Heart emoticon.
Heart emoticon.
Distribution of CP is illegal for both parts. I can't press charges without being charged. And I do not want people to at court looking at my new what? So she's like, listen, listen, it's bad for me if I share them with you. So we're both going down if I try to expose you. What the oh god, it's fucking creepy, man.
Keep it a secret. Heart emoticon.
So fucking creepy. Oh. I need to take like 10 showers after this. I feel so like a fucking I'm so grossed out.
I will say the words lewd pictures does not specifically imply, because one thing I will...
Oh my god, Cameron, she said nudes in the exchanges. You can't like pretend it's like, well, you know, lewd pictures doesn't necessarily mean nudes.
Say is like hentai is a thing.
It's okay for Yandere Dev to want nudes from a minor because of hentai. That's not the logic he's going after, right? Cameron, if you're watching, please tell me that's not the logic you went after here, right? Because that sounds fucking stupid, man. Please tell me that's not the angle you're going after.
I'm not trying to like go like crazy here, but it's like that's like not uncommon and like
oh, Cameron, don't be doing this, man. And this is the Cliff Notes version of a 3.5-hour original video. Oh yeah, the Fall of Yandere Dev video, which again, if you guys haven't checked it out, I suggest you do so when you have the time.
I guess Discord communities to like share like NSFW artwork.
Yeah, but you're still not supposed to share it with a minor. You can get.
I wouldn't really want to do that either.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to do that, dude. You literally are having conversations with a 16-year-old talk about wanting her Images, bro. Don't pretend like I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying that's what he was doing. I'm saying that's what she was. She could have been offering, and that's kind of how it comes off. Because let's be real, I don't think you're out there sending I don't think you're commonly out there on the market sending and receiving and trading nude pictures with people there. I think you're working on a video game. So I guess I'm trying to understand your interpretation of that message.
And that isn't even a clip, Chimp. I'll provide the calls for you all to go through yourself if you don't want to sit here and listen to me talk.
Oh god, does he have links to them? Does he have links to all of them? Oh, I'm guessing they're probably in the Google Doc here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure if I want to do all that. I'll be perfectly fucking honest. Call me lazy. I just want to poke and laugh.
All right. The guy was the go-between for Yandere Dev, pitching me on watching the response from Dev on stream later on in one of our talks.
I know that even if he does an interview that makes him look bad, it'll still help his image.
Even if he does an interview that makes him look bad, it helps his image. How? If it makes him look bad. This is not a situation where it's like, oh, all publicity is good publicity. No, he's being accused of like inappropriate conversations with a minor. Not even accused of. They happened. So like, how does that work for him?
At this rate, because if you think about it, like, he just needs transparency.
Oh yeah, the transparency is really going to help him out when they like start showing the messages of him being like, I want to see you lose.
I don't, and I think that would be great for your channel as well.
Cameron being like, hey, listen here, okay? Listen, okay? It's going to help my guy's image. You get a ton of views because of the interview. Come on, it helps both of us out.
It'd be a great look for you because...
Listen, Cameron. I understand this is technically an old drama. These are probably opinions you would not strongly defend anymore. But, like, come on, man. When I was 19 and, like, doing YouTube, I was like, yeah, like, I don't know. If I saw someone I knew was doing this, I was like, yeah, this is bad. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. And just, like, leave it there. But no, you're like, listen, Yandere Dev, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, guys. You're just misunderstanding him.
Just the integrity,
The integrity.
So I've always wanted something like that to happen, and even though I'm no longer associated with the project, I think it just would be beneficial and, quite frankly, retarded of him not to do.
All right. Well, I'm gonna need to cover this at the end of the month. So if something changes.
Dude, Yandere Dev should have been interviewed by me. He should have been interviewed by me.
Changes.
Yeah. As long as you're as impartial as you've been with us, I'm fine if you get critical. As long as you don't do some funny shit.
No.
As long as you don't do funny shit.
I'm not gonna turn him into a soy jack or something if that's what you're worried about.
Oh yeah, that's the worst thing that could happen to Yandere Dev is being turned into a soy jack.
But,
I've been able to enjoy a couple of Yandere Dev memes after this.
But
I've enjoyed my Dota.
Yeah, get the...
Listen, there's literally hours of calls between Dev, Cameron, and myself. Admittedly, I played nice to get them to open up. But make no qualms about it, I am not a fan of any of these people. Right? There are hours of content here, and I have a huge doc linked below in case you're more of a reader. I just want the information to be out there, and I want to be transparent about what I did. I basically lied to get these people to open up to me. Yeah, I did. I lied to them to get them to be my friend. Whatever. I don't care. Yandere Dev is a piece of shit. Needless to say, back
yeah, I don't think anyone's like mad that you lied to the pedophile.
To Cameron. Cameron was quite involved, and he would piecemeal information to me as he did his little detective work as well. And the information he would piecemeal to me...
Dude, content cop CameronF305 is on the case.
Did direct me at certain players in the story, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a deliberate piecemealing of information. Now, at the end of September, he had left the Yandere Simulator project, right? And he didn't hear about this CSAM stuff until early October from Dev. So he tells me these things about how bad and dangerous Jelly is at the time, though he may have known.
This is super funny given what happens in the future. Oh yeah, this girl, she's so bad. She's so bad.
It earlier in
Little did we know he thought she was bad in a different way.
September, right? It really depends, and it's hard to know what exactly happened in those calls that I wasn't present for. Either way, in early October, I was put on to finding out about how Jelly was involved in all of these honeypotting for blackmail money operations.
Which is super fucking weird, man. Super fucking weird.
Problem is now that I have to re-look at this information, the lying and piecemealing of info makes this very difficult to parse, especially with some new information that has come into my lap. Cameron even admits in a call with me that he was afraid to be honest with me because of.
That's never something you want to say in a call.
The level of respect he places on me, which doesn't.
Wait. I don't know. To me, that makes no sense. If you highly respect someone, wouldn't you want to be honest with them at all times?
Doesn't help any of this whatsoever, because now I have to look at everything Cameron has sent me with a grain of salt, thinking about what are ulterior motives that this guy could have. Now, Cameron tells me in a recent call that when he had heard those CSAM and masturbation clips, that he had sent it to the police. But I really don't know if he's telling the truth. He needs to prove it because I did my work. Dev, Ali, Cameron, all of them gave different conflicting stories. Not once, not until after the dust has settled, does Cameron seem to have these outrageously incriminating clips of Dev. Not until he makes a ceasefire with the Reddit mods on r/Osana. Okay, so let me tell you how I look at this information coming out after everything, right? So either Cameron knowingly withheld this information till an opportune time presented itself, or he sent it to the cops once he learned about it, and then, regardless, still met up with the minor that was being groomed, which would only complicate a federal case anyway, so it doesn't really help whether or not he sent it to the police because he was so involved.
Yeah, it wouldn't help matters.
I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Yes, Cameron met up with the minor Jelly in question.
Okay, I guess we should discuss it now. And I listen, okay? I think what I'm about to say might make some of you all mad, or like you'll heavily disagree with me. Cameron was 19. Jelly was 16. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't give a fuck about a 3-year age gap. I am sorry. I just don't. I didn't give a fuck about the 1917 age gap between Call Me Carson and the girl he was in a relationship with. I don't give a fuck about I don't give a fuck about 1916. I'm sorry, I just don't. Now, I'm sure in like certain states, depending on the state they live in, technically it would be statutory. And in which case you go from you go with the law there. However, just morally speaking on my end, I truly do not care. Is it a little weird that a 19-year-old is like talking to a 16-year-old? I guess, because normally those aren't necessarily like the friend groups, I guess, unless like you're like friends with like older kids in like high school and you still like remain in contact afterwards. It's, I don't know, it's just, if I'm being completely honest, it's just not something that part of the situation is not necessarily what I care about. It is the consensual nature of what happened that I care about, because it's as we'll find out in this video, it is according to Diesel's, and I get it, Cameron's made a response in his Google Doc, so don't worry, we're gonna get into that later. But what's really up in the air whether or not like what they did was truly consensual.
All of this suspicion, by the way, is compounded by Cameron having been an active participant in the Yandere Dev drama for about...
Right, so it's like it's super weird for Cameron, who's had like a clear bias with Yandere Dev, to try and meet up with his accuser. And okay, and it's weird for Jelly to accept it too. Especially because because 16, right? Jelly still lives with like her parents, or at least like a legal guardian. So like, when did they meet up? Did they meet up when like Jelly's like legal guardian wasn't around? If so, that is kind of weird. I mean, it happens, but it's like, that is kind of weird.
About 5 years or so. Now, Cameron, as a teenager, was accused of doctoring screenshots and old dramas, running defense for Yandere Dev, sometimes regarding people who Dev threatened or bullied for their mental health. As a teenager, he'd insert himself in overly complicated pedophile dramas, not once, but twice. Once regarding a person called Sisef, who accused Dev of grooming her while Cameron ran defense in a video. Cameron's opinions on this have changed, though, from our conversations. He was also involved...
It is super weird. Like, I get it. I guess he was getting paid by Yandere Dev to make the music, I assume. And if like Cameron was involved with Yandere Dev at like the height of his popularity, I assume he was getting paid really well. But like, I don't know, it's just super weird for like him to insert himself into the drama when all he could have done was just like take the money from like the music he was making. He didn't have to insert himself into the drama, which like, I get it. He was a dumb teenager at the time. Still probably is like a dumb adult. No offense, man. But like, you seriously like ruined your future prospects of like being a YouTuber, but just by like defending the weird Yandere Dev developer. Wait, I said developer twice there. I can't speak today. It's in the morning. What can I say?
Having conversations about Dr. Apis. This is another person that is just completely deplorable, right? But the way that Cameron works is if a position is completely untenable, Cameron will cave. But he'll sure as hell take the long way around to get there. Now, admittedly, he was a teenager when most of that stuff happened. But the problem is that this continues till adulthood, and frankly, in my opinion, it's a pattern. Okay, so withholding the CSAM masturbation clip is bad enough, so let's talk about him going to see Jelly the minor, because that doesn't make him sound any better either. Cameron told me that during the Thanksgiving break, he drove up to see family and that Jelly was close by. So he admits...
So that's awfully convenient, by the way, that like he goes to family and it just so happens that she lives in like the same area. That is like super weird. And like if so, like I can't see him like driving an hour out of his way to see a girl for this investigation. So she had to have lived pretty close by, which is this whole thing is just weird. Again, I don't care about the age gap, but it's just weird how everything falls into place.
He wants to get to the bottom of this and do a documentary. At the time, he knew of all of the extortion, the honeypotting, and the grooming. He also knew that this might have been trained into her by her mother. The reality is we don't really know what's going on there. But either way, he knew about those things. He knew that Dev received things from Jelly, according to him, based on the timeline of when he would have had those CSAM and masturbation clips. And then...
Also, just to clarify, Kevin Z, I'm not saying that Diesel has a problem with it. I know a lot of viewers have had problems with it, though. Like, it's been like... I did see some of the discussion of the drama, and it was like a big issue, like the age gap discussion, which I don't think is important. Like, the actual discussion should be about whether or not what they did was consensual.
Well, then he tells me this.
Okay.
So, also, if we're just talking about what is inappropriate, is the fact that like Cameron is so heavily involved in the situation and he goes directly to the minor. I'm sorry. That makes it sound like I'm trying to make him sound weird. The victim. He's heavily involved in the situation, and he goes to the victim, and then they start engaging in activities.
So,
That's the weird part.
When you say it was kind of like a situationship fling thing,
Mm-hmm.
I understand it's personal, but what did you do with her exactly?
I don't think. Well, first of all, I know she said I like raped her or some shit. That's not true.
You didn't have sex?
I think me choosing not to answer should be an answer for you.
And this is another weird part, is that like when the relationship that they had, or whatever you want to call it, when this is being discussed, Cameron is acting very weird in these conversations, and I get it. It's a very uncomfortable subject, because obviously it personally involves you, involves your sex life, involves your personal life. But like Cameron doesn't seem to be helping himself out here a lot because of that. Cameron, I think the best move would have been just not to get in these calls of FPS. Whose gameplay footage is that? Yes, I am weird, Almayo. I think this is all Diesel's.
So that's a yes?
Or he probably had someone on his team record for him. Either way, Diesel was using this, so I assume it's his.
Yes, we did.
Uh-huh.
Not that we didn't.
So here he's admitting that like a sexual encounter did happen.
When we first met, that didn't happen. The second time we met,
it did happen.
Kind of just after like talking a shit ton, it kind of just went there. But we wanted to keep it private because we didn't want people thinking some weird shit between.
And like, okay, I've also seen comments where it's like, how does it just happen? Like, situations are weird, man. Relationships are weird. Sometimes this shit just happens. Okay, you hook up with someone that you didn't mean to hook up with, and like you never hook up again. Not that like necessarily like I've had this personally happen too, but like I've like invited, like I've invited female friends over, and you know stuff happens. So like it like these situations can happen where it's like you didn't intend for something to happen, but it just happens. You know.
Like that Alex had any involvement in.
I didn't know a Diesel played Warframe. Well, it is an easy game to no brain, that is no doubt.
Because he didn't. Like my interview with her was very anti-Alex. I can show you that.
Now, that's what he told me back when I was looking into this.
I've been there a time or two of hooking up and then going, what did I do? You're right?
Initially, right? Now, when we call recently, he adds on to tell me that he vented to her emotionally about topics he would...
man. Okay, so like... So, like, they hook up. Cameron gets emotionally attached. And it seems like Jelly isn't necessarily... I don't know, it seems like they were friendly, at least at first. But it's... I think what happened, like it seems like Cameron's got a lot of. It seems like Cameron's got a lot of issues. Okay, and we all got issues, to be fair, right? The problem is he's venting to people, to a person he probably shouldn't be venting to, because for one, he's heavily involved in the situation. He's interviewing her about the situation. They hook up, which is already like a problem. Again, not because of the age gap, but because of the situation in of itself. It's like when Edwin like was hooking up with the exes of Mama Max. You know, it's just not appropriate. Because Cameron's young, it seems like he got emotionally attached to her, which I'm not privy to like all their text messages, all their like phone calls. So like I get it. But also too, like you vent to people who you know IRL, not people who you know online that you can't trust. It's just a very name one person in these communities that doesn't have issues than more issues than a Encyclopedia Britannica. True, Neon. True. He's hanging out with an SA victim. It's not necessarily the issue that he's hanging out with her. It's just the fact that they're hooking up is a little inappropriate. If they were able to like maintain some like if they could turn this into an actual relationship, I wouldn't necessarily see a problem with that, but it's like the fact that it's like it's a weird seems to be like a friends with benefits situation.
Not be discussing with a minor. He should not have been discussing the things that he was discussing with me with her.
Right, and it's just like for one, you're venting to someone who's like way younger than you. Oh, sorry, not way younger, like a few years younger. It's just I don't know, man. Cameron, Cameron, maybe sign up for BetterHelp. Get a therapist, man. That helps. That helps a lot.
Now, I'd love to tell you what Cameron told this minor, but when Cameron told me about the thing, he said that he'd put a bullet in his head if I told the internet that thing.
Okay. So this is where we speculate. I think, given the fact that he was venting to her about it, I think something bad happened to Cameron when he was younger, and he thought he could confide in Jelly because of like similar circumstances, and he doesn't want, understandably, people to talk about it. But like, if you don't want people to talk about it, maybe don't tell the girl who's like, who leaks stuff, who screenshots stuff, Like, I get hindsight's 20/20, but like, surely in the moment you've had to have realized, oh, wait, this girl like screenshots and like archives a lot. Like, I'm sorry, man. It was gonna get out eventually.
But I can certainly tell you, I wouldn't talk about it.
I feel bad for you, Cameron. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad for you. But like, come on, man. You gotta have a better head on your shoulders. Also, good morning, Johnny Hex. Hope you're doing well.
At a youth group. I'm not putting it out there. It's, again, kind of on Cameron, but it is bad.
So over that time, you're bonding with her and you tell her, this horrible thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Well, why did you tell her that? Just because you felt comfortable?
Well, we were both talking about, these like situations because
oh man,
we had both just gotten out of that crazy situation, right? And then she was telling me about things that happened to her, and
you wanted to like confide with her because she was confiding in you. To a certain extent I get it, but it's like also too, man, maybe you should have kept that to yourself.
There was this one specific instance that I was like, damn, that's a hard relate.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of pried a little bit, and it took a while, but then like we just got into a really emotional conversation. But yeah, it just kind of came out there. We were both venting to one another.
So originally when I pressed Cameron on this, he tells me that they have sex, a heat of the moment thing, right? Yes, not only does he just meet up with the minor, he hooks up with her, okay?
Why would you sleep with Anne, dude? Like, she...
It wasn't smart, obviously, but it wasn't planned. Like, I didn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like a heat of the moment thing. Me and her were kind of going really deep on the shit that we were dealing with at that point in time.
Oh god, so like obviously the original intention was like for the interview, right? He didn't have like cameras rolling when they did it, did he? God, that would be awful if he did. Was it just like they were in like the middle of the interview and he's just like, and they were just like, let's fucking make out. let's hope let's hope everything was turned off, mics and everything, because that would be for one, that's actually fucking illegal. But for two, like, obviously we don't need to know all the details because for one, someone involved is 16, but like, I am curious how it just went down, especially with how like vague he's being about it, understandably so, but like how like. Because like more so like heat of the moment hookups are like you're watching a movie with someone, you're drinking, that type of thing, right? How do you go from like asking someone about like their potential like essay to then do like doing what they did? You know, it's a little weird.
And I don't know. I guess something just clicked.
Were you guys ever flirty before you met in November?
No.
No, yeah, because that stream you guys did together, I'm like, kind of looks like they got some romantic chemistry.
You think so? Because we were like at that point, she had attempted to flirt with me beforehand, but I hadn't reciprocated in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did eventually.
It was just like. It was nothing I was ever planning. I was pissed at her. She is funny to be around, though, and that's what I liked about her. I was definitely becoming a friend, a good friend of hers.
So this heat of the moment, passionate sex happens, and then, not but days later, Jelly accuses him of rape. Then she walks it back, and she lies some more. And
oh my god, that's a perfect screenshot for Diesel. I'm sorry, man. I gotta take the screenshot. But so like they hook up. She then accuses him of SA.
And lies, frankly, a lot. And
but then like she continues talking to him, which is you might not want to talk to the guy who like you're accusing of doing that to you, you know? I feel like telling a girl who's known for having set the rules for honeypotting adults, like, dude, got, right?
Even more complexity to this, right? It's a year later, and the iDubbbz content cop is coming out, and Cameron calls me up, and he says, actually, Diesel, just so you know, I actually never had sex with her. I was being
What the fuck?
Blackmailed to say that because if I didn't, she'd tell everyone my top secret thing that I'd kill myself over.
So she forced you to privately tell FPS Diesel that you guys had sex, because if you didn't privately tell FPS Diesel, which obviously the call was recorded, but like I don't know if Cameron knew that or not. But she threatened if you didn't privately tell FPS Diesel that you guys hooked up, that she was gonna reveal what happened to you publicly. Which, given the fact that she's like a supposed like honeypot expert, like I don't want to say it's plausible, but also at the same time, just like it I don't know, that doesn't make sense. It more so seems like Cameron had this massive video that he probably didn't know how big it would get exactly, but he probably figured that, like, given the time and effort he put into it and the topic, that it was going to like semi blow up. And so it seems like he tried to like do some damage control before the video came out, so that way no one would think that he had any like weird allegations against him. Which, like, if you're trying to do damage control, it I don't know, it doesn't seem like the best move to like try and lie to Diesel, because spoilers, we're gonna hear some audio between the two, and it's very clear that they hooked up.
Anyway, here's the top.
Yes, I kind of pre-watched the video. By pre-watch, I mean I watched someone else's reaction to it to get some perspective.
Top secret thing I'd kill myself over. I'm not going to tell you in detail, but please don't tell anyone because then I'll kill myself. Okay, so get this.
Nerdy John, have you seen him talking to the ops? Oh, do you mean like the op block? Where Mama Coco, where he gives out more details about the relationship that only makes it sound worse. Oh no, I haven't seen that.
You said you had sex with an underage grooming victim of your former boss so your family wouldn't hear about this deep dark secret. Okay, all right. Which, by the way, if I was in the world's worst saw chamber and I'd had to choose between the grooming victim thing and the secret, I would rather the world know about my secrets than the grooming victim, okay? Now, back when this originally happened, when Cameron told me that they had sex, not but a week later, Jelly says he raped me, and then being there accuses Cameron of things and instantly walks them back, right? It's going back and forth.
So you see, that's like the weird thing is that she walks, supposedly she walks it back after making the accusations. It's that's what's really weird. It's just, it seems like, I know, controversial take here. It seems like Jelly and Cameron had a very weird relationship because it seems like they kind of trauma bonded over what happened to them at certain points in their lives. And it seems like they didn't have like the healthiest of, let's call it, friendships. They didn't have the healthiest friendship.
Forth and the lies are flowing like a river. Then in the midst of being accused, Cameron comes to me and says, "Don't cover Jelly," as if that's at all possible.
Don't cover my kind of girlfriend.
She's coming up in the video. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no way.
I'm gonna request you don't mention me and her with the honeypot stuff.
I'm sorry, man. If you don't want to be mentioned in fucking internet drama, don't get involved in internet drama. It's that fucking easy, man. I get it. It's a sore spot for you. Not exactly your best moment, but don't get fucking involved then. If you don't want to be fucking mentioned, don't get involved in this bullshit. It's that fucking simple.
I don't want anything I've ever sent you used about that. I no matter what, because it's just, I don't think it's cool.
You know, that's a crime, right?
Now, there is an actual reasonable argument for why you wouldn't cover Jelly, right? Now, the reason I covered Jelly is because she played a role in everyone's story. She's
literally the main victim.
Allegedly taught other minors to allegedly groom pedophiles, and frankly, the case...
Oh my god, the reverse grooming. Let's go, reverse grooming. Who was that guy? Scarlet Reaper? Cameron may know a secret of Jelly's, maybe, to coerce her. But like, if supposedly she's coercing him, though. Like, that's the story. Is that she's coercing him. She's blackmailing him. So, like, best case scenario is that, like, they have blackmail on each other.
Case was fumbled from the moment I got there, right? Allie inserting herself and coaching a minor, this minor lying to everybody and being really good at it. And there was just no way that I could tell this story without saying that, yes, there is this person named Jelly and she did these things and she's probably fucking crazy. Now, Cameron also admits to having sex in Discord calls with me multiple times back when this happened. In fact, he also comes on stream with me and beats around the bush about this, playing coy as I'm reacting to his response and really not buying some of the things that he said in it.
So maybe I'm being charitable here, but the argument is you're 19, she's 16. For some people, they say that's just... I know she's 17 now. Wouldn't you have sex with her?
I'm not gonna say whether or not I did.
Oh,
You see, that's the that's the problem here, Cameron, is that you're emitting calls privately that you had sex with her. I don't know if you knew these calls were recorded or not. I'm guessing you didn't know they were recorded, otherwise you wouldn't have said that you had sex with her. But then you get on stream being like, I don't know if we like. You're trying to plead the fifth without saying pleading the fifth, because I think if you like say plead the fifth, it just makes you look more guilty. But this whole like, I don't know if we had sex. What were you fucking roofied? Do you not remember anything of that night?
Really? Are you fucking stupid?
No, Cameron.
You see this whole like, I'm just a silly guy routine. It doesn't fucking help you, Cameron. It just makes you look like a jackass. And it doesn't make people want to listen to you.
You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You said to me,
people like Cameron open mouth swallow life. Goddamn.
By the way, you watched the video. You said to me in the call that you were traveling to see family for Thanksgiving.
That was AI.
It was AI?
That was AI.
Oh my fucking god. He's just a silly guy. Cameron's just a fucking silly guy. Isn't he fucking funny?
You're really going to be stupid on stream right now? Because this is not going to be a good look.
It was a robot.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. He's doing it on purpose.
I'm working on my video right now, and I'm in a really goofy mood. So
I'm just in a goofy mood.
This is
Cameron, you're being accused of a felony, okay? And now here you are talking to me about.
Oh, dude, no, you can't say you didn't commit when you've already privately admitted that you had sex with her. Again, I don't care. I don't care about the age gap, but I'm guessing like technically it's statutory. I'm guessing Diesel knows the state somehow that these guys hooked up in, which under their law it probably is considered like statutory. But like but like certain states have like Romeo and Juliet laws. So like I don't know if it's a state that has a Romeo and Juliet law.
This on a stream with like 100 people.
People have more respect for you when you own your shit, yeah.
I didn't know this was gonna be a stream.
You didn't know it was gonna be a stream. My guess is either you two are in like a private call, in which case, like I guess like it's feasible that you might not know. But like if you're such a big fan of FPS Diesel, surely you got the notification that like he went live, right? Or more likely, you guys are in like probably FPS's Diesel's server and you're like in live chat, like you're in the live VC. So like you can't. That's so dumb. Like AP, what was it? AP over 9K when like the whole like she was arguing with Bo Blacks and Augie on whether or not who was like a better friend to who was like a better friend to like Tipster. She apparently, supposedly, even though she was in a VC called live recording, she didn't know it was live, which is such a fucking dumb excuse. Most states, 19 and under 18 is statutory, is messed up. Jillian and Cameron hooking up didn't happen in Florida. AP over 9K, aka AP overdose. Yes, Neon. Yes, Neon.
I didn't realize you were streaming.
Again, like I don't care about 18 or 19-year-olds hooking up with 17 or 16-year-olds. I could care less if I'm being completely honest.
Streaming.
Did you or did you not watch the video?
I did watch the video. I watched.
Yeah. We've already seen that part of the video, Webmaster.
The relevant parts for me. I had to skim through it a little bit.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I watched the relevant parts.
But Cameron's just being a fucking dumbass here. Like, come on, dude. Just like, I get it. It's a fucking uncomfortable situation. I guess you're trying to like mask your uncomfortableness with humor. But come on, man. Come on. Don't fucking do this. Don't fucking do this.
Cameron, you can sit here and not talk about, right? For people, what I was going to say earlier, for people involved in this, they feel that a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old, which you say she turns 17 in February, which means when you had sex with her, she was 16.
Allegedly.
Allegedly? So now you're just saying her age is just a complete fabrication?
No.
That's it? No?
No, I'm not saying her age is a fabrication.
That you hooked up is an allegation. That's an
the
allegation that
idea
came
that
from your
The
mouth.
idea that
Yeah, no one would have known that you guys hooked up unless you're the one who started it, man. If you don't want people knowing that you hooked up with her, don't fucking understand. I understand, but I have to look at the laws up in the past for one of my nephews, other than for S/O's daughter, to make sure that when they were dating, they wouldn't get in trouble. Small towns suck. Well, small towns, like, unless like you get that one guy who's like really fucking like up your ass, like small towns usually don't give a fuck, because like especially like small town America and like more like rural areas, you know, like in like what the fucking 70s, like my grandpa, like I think there's like a 10-year age gap between me, like my grandpa and my grandma, but that's what you like, that was fucking normal in the 60s and 70s. You know, like a lot of like small towns have that outlook. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. Let's continue on with the video.
that I raped her is an allegation.
Cam, you opened your mouth. Exactly. Like, come on, man. Cameron, no one would have fucking known that you hooked up with her if you didn't fucking say anything.
Yeah, it is an allegation.
So the response video from Cameron is a lot of things. The response video is a response to all the drama, which he's taken down, by the way. He avoids addressing this whole allegation of them hooking up, right? Instead, discussing the non-allegations surrounding it.
Oh, of course.
You know, things like, hey, did we have sex to Big Dick Randy?
What? What?
Did I have sex to you while listening to Big Dick Randy?
What?
We did not have sex while listening to Big Dick Randy.
But that doesn't is that like an R/technically answer? It's like he's not asking if they did or did not have sex. He's asking if they had sex to a song. And if they didn't have sex to that song, she's going to say no, they didn't have sex to that song. But that doesn't prove that they didn't hook up. What the fuck?
Okay, and you gotta understand here, right? In every private conversation Jelly and Cameron have that I have access to, they discuss whether...
By the way, my guess is Jelly is probably the one recording these private conversations, because that's just what she does.
Or not, their sexual encounter is consensual. They never discuss whether the event happened at all. In these private conversations, where it's just them, they both clearly pre-agree that a sexual encounter happened. In a group chat between Liaison Cameron, Jelly, myself, and my head researcher...
Yeah, it proves that they didn't screw to that song. Yeah, right? By the way, for those of you who don't... Hang on, you know, we'll go on a side tangent here. For those of you who don't know, it's probably gonna get claimed. But, you know, we'll play for this section. This is what the Randy song sounds like. This is what it sounds like.
On Halloween, there will be a nigga, you gon' take his pain. He's big and black, he will take your candy. That nigga's name is Big Dick Randy.
So yeah, that's what the song sounds like. You know, I wouldn't call that a good, you know, slow jam type song. Like, what the fuck? What? Okay, so that's a fucking weird ass allegation.
They both pre-agree something happened. Cameron even elaborates at how it wasn't rape. So what? These private conversations where
oh my god, so like he's like, obviously this is after she accuses him, and he's like, no, you said you like, no, Oh man, I can only imagine how fucking awkward these conversations are.
Both pretending to have a sexual encounter, have had one, or just you both playing pretend?
He said that you did nothing wrong.
Well, in a legal standpoint.
From a
dude, I don't like how he prefaced, well, from a legal standpoint, I did nothing wrong. So like, what did you do from a moral standpoint? What did you do from a moral standpoint, Cameron?
a legal standpoint, I was saying no, and I was scared, and that I didn't want to.
No, just in the sense of us having sex, and that can be argued because once I heard you say stop, I put you down. You were being wrong.
Once I heard you say stop, I put you down. Okay. Remember, guys, a woman can say no at any point, before or during. Can't really say no after because the deed's already been done. But the point is, okay, no means no. That important statements here on Nerdy Live. No means no.
Nonverbal.
I don't think I was.
I'm telling you. Maybe I wasn't hearing correctly, but I'm telling you.
What the fuck, Neo? Once I heard you say stop, I came. What the fuck?
I did not hear the
Yeah,
word
that's
stop.
fucked up. That's fucked up, Neon.
Until I did, I put you down. And I felt awful because you were like, once you
Yeah, consent can be moved at any point, yeah.
started squirming a bit, I felt like
Squirming? You're gonna call it squirming? I was hitting you.
Okay, so this is weird. So it's like he's saying, "Oh, you were squirming." So I stopped to make sure you were okay, but she's like, "No, motherfucker, I was hitting you to stop." So it's like this is weird. This is weird.
Were you?
Were you hitting me? So either she was lightly hitting him to the point where he didn't even feel it, or he's pretending that she didn't fucking hit him. She hit him. There, imagine there'd be bruises.
What the fuck?
Because if a woman's trying to get you off of her, she's gonna fucking hit you. To be clarified, not that I know from experience, but obviously, if a woman wants you to stop doing something and you're not stopping, she's gonna fucking hit you. Come on, man.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I didn't. I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't intending to do something bad to you.
I wasn't intending to do something bad to you. Oh no.
And I feel bad about it. But
He feels bad about it from a legal standpoint. He thinks he's okay. Okay, it sounds like they had God.
It's between us, and that's not gonna.
You see, this is more information we have than the Saber Spark situation, right? Because we didn't have the post coitus talk between the two. Here we have the full fucking logs on this shit. It is fucking. It's so fucking weird, man.
Gonna be public.
What about how?
But we also have to keep in mind she's a fucking. I guess she's a fucking honeypot expert, for blackmailing creepy dudes. So we have to take what she says with a grain of salt. And Cameron this entire time, when he thinks he'll admit to stuff privately, but as soon as it's in the public eye and he thinks no one knows about what he did, he will not admit to it. He just acts fucking weird. So we have two people who are active liars, who are active manipulators when it comes to situations. So who do we believe in these instances?
I spent 5 minutes telling you that I didn't want to kiss you, and then you wouldn't let me go.
You see, this is, and what does she mean by let me go? Was he physically holding her down? and like trying to kiss her then, or like I like. Obviously, we need like a time machine to like know exactly what was going down, but like you see, that's like statements like that. It's like it's weird. So like what exactly happened? You know?
You.
Haven't we already been over this? Like, you know,
No, yeah, I think Johnny Hex, I think what's happening is she's recording. Obviously, I think she's recording off a laptop or a computer, and then Cameron's on his phone. I think that's the situation here.
I feel horrible about that, and it was only because I wanted to spend more time with you. I wasn't trying to.
You see that, and that's like weird too. So like he's saying he feels bad about it. But like it like, did something actually bad happen, or is it just like he's like talking to her and trying to convince her not to go?
To force you to do something.
But you can't just act like you didn't do anything wrong.
That's the first thing I said to you. Like, like you said, I didn't do anything wrong in the sense of like anything illegal, and
You see, and it's weird when he starts saying, well, I didn't technically do anything illegal. Like, that's fucking vague right there. And it's like, come on, dude, just like be honest with like I think to a certain extent Cameron knew that he was being recorded, specifically with Jelly. I don't think he knew that he was being recorded with FPS Diesel at the time, which is why he spoke so candidly, semi-candidly about the hookup. But here, I think he's like a little suspicious of Jelly, which he should have been from the start, because if she's like, I don't know, man, if she's willing to record your boss, I think she's willing to record you.
no, in regards to the idea of us having sex.
I think that's why like he's more honest here than he was with Diesel. But like you can tell like he's still like vaguely referring to stuff, especially like when it comes to like the details of what happened, because he keeps saying, well, technically from a legal standpoint, I did nothing wrong.
And that's all I was talking about. Not that between, and that's why I said obviously between us, I know I made mistakes. And I feel horrible for them. Because I broke a boundary that...
And it's weird that these guys are still talking, because I'm guessing this is right after she accused him of stuff. And then like I'm guessing he made some sort of response originally. And then like they're having this conversation. I don't know. Like it's very clear that these guys have a weird relationship. They might still be talking right now. We don't know.
I didn't realize I was breaking, and I feel awful.
You didn't realize you were breaking it? Me telling you that I didn't want to and that I was scared and not to grab me. That...
And you see, this is like, she speaks of him being like massively aggressive during their encounter, and he's like, and like he's trying to play it off as like, no, like he was like a gentle soul. But again, these are two people who have constantly lied throughout all like the situations they've been in, especially with Yandere Dev. So like, who do we believe here?
Okay.
If you were like, hold on. Like, obviously, like, after the fact, once I put you down, like, I realized what was happening. Like, there's a reason I put you down.
Because I was hitting you.
You might have been. I personally don't remember that, but you might have been. I'm not gonna rule it out.
I don't know. I think I would remember if someone was hitting me or not. The whole might have been thing is just a weird statement.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm genuine when I say I do not remember that.
So, okay, let me get this straight. Which one is better here? Helping Dev via proxy by lying, or sleeping with the child he thought was hot which one is worse? I mean, both.
You see, I don't like how FPS Diesel phrases that, because it makes it sound like Cameron's like significantly older than he is. When yes, technically Cameron is an adult, but he's also 19 in this situation. He's very much acting immature.
Both of them you're helping Dev, but both of them are also pretty bad. To further complicate things, in our original timeline, at the same time Jelly was accusing him of things, another woman enters the discourse. Krexa. Krexa's not important. The short and skinny of Krexa is that Krexa tries to portray Cameron as some sort of maniac, which, if I haven't made it clear, Cameron is a fucking idiot moron. There's actually a clear difference between a maniac and an idiot. So, there's that. So, who is this Krexa person who's accusing Cameron of more things, right? So, for the sake of your sanity, Krexa is really just this mentally unwell young lady who Cameron had a situationship with. Most of all of it is he said, she said type stuff.
Damn, Cameron be hooking up with all the Discord women. Probably should stop doing that, my guy. Hook up with like women who like don't know anything about the internet. That might help you out.
Okay, Krexa played it off as like a goodwill of Arosana will help her, right? So the anti-Yandere dev community comes in and helps her, and they start a GoFundMe, and then it ultimately
like the sex was so bad that she needed a GoFundMe. What the fuck?
ends with Krexa taking the GoFundMe money that was for 2 people and running off with it.
Dude, I wish I could start a GoFundMe. All those fucking YouTubers who are like making videos about how they're broke and shit, I should start doing that and be like, guys, send me $200,000 on GoFundMe so that way I can build my life back up and then just like sail away.
Okay, Krexa is just a piece of shit who flew onto the story and then flew away like nothing ever happened. So I put on my video, Cameron puts out his response, I grill him on stream, you should check me out, link below, right? And then a month later, those infamous clips of Yandere Dev are anonymously leaked via Cameron to r/Osana, which these audio clips are edited, by the way, and you can hear that there's definitely some conversation cut out, but they're more than damning enough, so it's not like that really matters all that much. I just felt like it was worth mentioning. And also, Cameron would be good at editing audio because he's a sound engineer and he understands these things and he can make music. He knows how to do that, okay? He knows how to use audio. So, okay.
Fellow audio dude. Hell yeah, Cameron. Hell yeah.
Story as it stands, then a year passes, okay? And right before the iDubbbz content
that's your gold star, is that you're a fellow audio dude.
Cop drops, Cameron calls me to say this.
And I think now I can finally explain this. I did not have sex with Jelly. Okay? The reason I said,
is he saying this in what he thinks is a private call? Or is this, hang on, let me rewatch Diesel's introduction to this clip. Because, like, is he under the impression this is a private call or is this like a public thing?
And right before the iDubbbz content cop drops, Cameron calls me to say this.
Okay, so he thinks this is a private thing.
and I think now I can finally explain this. I did not have sex with Jelly.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Okay? The reason I said that, the reason I was pressured into saying that.
I was pressured into saying I had sex with a 16-year-old. What the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Was because she had blackmailed over me over something that happened to me when I was younger. And I didn't want it out. And she
again, if we're going by the story here, right? She supposedly had blackmail on you, and then she forced you to say that you had sex with her, so that way she could then a week later accuse you of rape. The story's not adding up here. If I may so add, it's not. Me thinks this makes no sense. Me thinks this makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
was trying to force me into this weird thing It doesn't matter. I don't care anymore because I have proof of her blackmailing me now. So it doesn't matter.
Wait, you didn't? You're saying that you didn't have proof of her blackmailing you when it happened? So like, did she like blackmail you in like a call and you didn't record it, or like you just like you didn't like screenshot the conversation? Like, what do you mean that like you don't have proof now? Like you didn't have proof then, but you have proof now. That makes no sense.
Matter. I didn't have sex with her. I wasn't interested in her. I met her to interview her. If you really care, if you care that much, I could prove it.
To which, by the way, this is an incredible claim, right? It's an incredible shift up in the story. And so I start to look into it because it is incredible, thinking maybe I missed something in my calls. And no, I didn't. I go through all my notes and recordings, and there's really nothing that can corroborate his story outside of Jelly being a liar. Now, the sex story is a he said, she said type situation, but remember, he admitted it himself. It's his words against him. Now, Cameron expressed to me he wanted to come back to commentary because he had a fondness for the genre, okay? We've talked about commentary a lot. He follows drama. It's unsurprising that posts from when he was with Dev have started to go missing since I started looking. My video does make...
Interesting. So he's trying to scrub his history to make him seem like, oh, he's not a dude who's like weirdly defended like weird pedophilic stuff in the past. No, he's just your average everyday Joe who likes making commentary videos.
Make him look bad, by the way, by fault of his own actions. I'm not surprised that he wants this video gone. It's a bad look. It's a bad look for somebody wanting to get into commentary to have this kind of thing dangling over you. This puts you in the impossible to defend position of the following. So Cameron had damning clips of Dev either sat on his computer until it was relevant, or us just having to trust you when you've lied in the past and say that you've sent those clips where they needed to go when you got them. I mean, you should be able to prove this really easily via an email correspondence that you had with the department. But is that the case? I don't know. We'll just wait and see. I'm sure you'll provide it after I put this out. But that's not really the most impossible to defend position, assuming you've actually done it. The more impossible to defend position is this. This whole I lied saying I had sex with the grooming victim of Yandere Dev, complicating the story and helping Dev via proxy, or I did have sex with a minor, complicating the story by helping Dev via proxy and implicating myself. I wouldn't want to be
just lovely. Yeah, the Mama Oko clip is Cameron talking about his relationship with Jelly and how there was this one time he used the fact that she had a curfew to get a kiss out of her. So is that what they were referring to when she said that he wouldn't let her leave? Is that what they were referring to?
In that position to defend myself. It's kind of really fucking difficult. Listen, I did my work on this story, okay? That video is 3 hours long. I spent months of my life on it. I did my work. I talked to everyone for months, okay? At this rate, it's on you to find these things, not me. And so, we'll see what happens. I thought I was done with Yandere Dev, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
All right, so that's it's like I don't want to say like the video definitively proves that Cameron's guilty of everything. I think it does show that he's Cameron, I gotta be honest, man. I don't know if you're watching this or not, but like I think it shows that you definitely were not mature enough to handle this situation, given the fact that you slept with the victim in question. Again, I'm not judging you for the age gap. I think the people who have judged you for the age gap are kind of stupid, considering that it's only a 3-year age gap. But I think it's, especially when you're so entangled with the situation, I think it was highly inappropriate for you to sleep with her. especially if you're doing this under the pretense of trying to interview her. Supposedly you follow commentary, Cameron, so I don't know how familiar you are with like the Mama Max situation, for example. But during that whole situation, there was a YouTuber who goes by the name of Edwin Generations, who he didn't physically sleep with her, but he was like sexting one of the supposed like ex-girlfriends who claimed to be a victim of Max. And so like obviously like it ruins your credibility when you do that. And Cameron, I think it's pretty clear that you like, and you can correct me on this, but like I think it's pretty clear that you didn't know that you were being recorded by at least Diesel. And so like the fact that like you spoke semi-candidly about the hookup, and then like when you're actually confronted about it on stream, you act very coy about it. You pretend to be like this silly guy. Like it doesn't work out for you, man. It makes you look really pathetic. It makes you look like a weasel. And so like any sort of defense you have is like it becomes harder to believe. Especially if I am to believe what Diesel's accusing you of like faking screenshots in the past when you were like a teenager, and then like the girl you're hooking up with like does like honeypot stuff, so it makes it hard to believe her. And like the fact that like it seems like you were still in communication with her even after she accused you what seems to be publicly of assault. Like it doesn't look good on your end, is what I'm saying. Again, I'm not trying to completely condemn him here because of like it seems like a really weird situation. But man, dude, if you're trying to get into commentary, you gotta do better, man. Don't be fucking like flirting with like people you're trying to interview. Don't hook up with them. And just don't be just be candid. Don't be a fucking weasel when people are trying to like confront you about serious subjects. And if you don't want to be confronted about it, don't show up on their streams. It's that simple, man. Especially with what we saw from like the initial like clip of you being on the op block, and then like they kind of like jump you about the video. I get it. Like, it's an uncomfortable situation. It's a subject. Like, you clearly know what the subject was about. But, like, the fact that you ran, like, it makes you look more guilty than you potentially are. But, Cameron I don't know, man. Do better in the future. That's the best I can tell you, man. But to be fully transparent, I do want to look at Cameron's Google Doc response. I'm just going to click the links here to make sure they're not fucking weird shit. Okay, we got Reddit posts. Lovely, lovely. I love reading Reddit, especially on the computer. I believe that it was he's implying. I don't believe anything Jelly or Cameron say, lol. It is a clusterfuck. It absolutely is. Because these are people who supposedly have both lied in the past, and like it's clear that like they had as like Cameron said it in like the or as Diesel rather put it in the one of the calls, is that like they had a weird situationship where like they were clearly trauma, like it's clear it was like a sort of like trauma bonding thing more so. And like Cameron, like I get it, like you guys are kind of like talking about a semi-serious thing, and so like but like come on, man, you like on some sort of level I think you would have had to have known that she would have leaked or like recorded what you guys were saying to each other privately, because you saw her do that with Yandere Dev. So like you would have had to have known that she was going to do that to some extent, which I think is why you were like semi-vague with the calls of her, especially when you guys were talking about the situation of itself. The fact that you were saying, well, like, I didn't technically do anything legally wrong. You know, when you say stuff like that, it just like it makes you look not, I don't want to say guilty, but like it makes it harder to believe anything you have to say afterwards. But here's his Google Doc. We're going to read it here. It says, "Hello, I knew that eventually this would come up. I initially thought that since many of these allegations have already been disproven in the past," which is the Reddit link here, which, oh my God, it's so fucking long. Okay. Okay, let's fucking, here we go. By the way, I don't know if you can see like my recent oh yeah, you can see my recent r/Mama discussions, r/Kaiserreich, r/Am I the asshole, r/cringe TikToks. From the Osana mods, there is no secret here. We at r/Osana have had a true I can't fucking read tumultuous history with CameronF305, former composer and production assistant. He was a production assistant as well, goddamn. Former production assistant of Yandere Simulator. For this game's 10th anniversary, we had planned a 10-day-long event showcasing some of the more heinous history and accusations against Yandere Dev and others close to him. It was backed by evidence that have either yet to be made public or have been long forgotten by the public, general public. Our goal was to spend the time focusing on the criminal actions of Yandere Simulator, more prominent contributors, something we felt was more important than celebrating the silly anime game made by a child abuser. The 8th day of this event was set to be dedicated to Cameron and act as a response to a recent video he had posted. Many involved of the situation, such as multiple r/Osana moderators, community members, and YouTubers, Ali MCC, and how do you say that? Carol Maria. In a few hours leading up to the moderators, community members, and in the hours leading up to the post, one of our moderators had reached out to Cameron to potentially negotiate a ceasefire of sorts. Okay, this is fucking weird, man. So you have like an anti-community going to try and like have like a ceasefire with one of like obviously at the time a very pro Yandere Dev individual. So fucking weird. What is it? Ceasefire of sorts. To be quite frank, we felt the situation was dissolving into a never-ending petty slap fight with no meaningful resolution. We weren't certain Cameron would respond or even open to any negotiation. But he was, and the conversations were quite civil and productive. This led to further talks after Cameron requested to explain himself. We were extremely skeptical, but open to hearing what he had to say. Over the past week, several of us r/Osana moderators have spent numerous hours in a call with Cameron discussing the situation and scrutinizing the evidence. To put this into perspective, our first call was over 12 hours straight. God damn, these people have no fucking lives. The second was 9 hours. Again, no fucking lives. And the third, bringing Ali MCC into the mix was 10 hours. Cameron was well and thoroughly questioned and everything, and the result of these were the following discussions. Jane, who's the accuser, lied to multiple people about Cameron committing heinous acts and framed him to appear as a predator. The reasons why she did this remain unknown. Jane lied to Cameron about Allie and vice versa, especially pitting them against each other to view the other as extremely negative light. Again, reasons unknown. Karax also lied what occurred during her time spent with Cameron. Okay, that's the other person he was hooking up with. To be clear, Cameron made mistakes. Okay, well, sorry, my mouse is being weird. To be clear, Cameron made several mistakes that this new information does not entirely dissolve him from, though he was known that we believe to be a genuine remorse and offered apologies to those affected. However, we can confidently say none of these mistakes were criminal or predatory in nature. If any of the irrefutable evidence later comes out to light that contradict this, our goodwill towards Cameron will be revoked. Okay, so basically what this post is what he's trying to prove with this post is that, like, hey guys, the anti-yandere dev people believe me, so you should too. Which I guess is like, okay. Cameron's been talking to Mama Oko recently because they won't criticize Cameron. Okay. Again, I guess open invitation. Again, I don't know if Cameron's watching. I doubt he is. But if Cameron's like watching, and if you're up to it, man, feel free to come on stream to discuss what's been going down. I'm critical of you, but I'm willing to listen. And I guess I'll show, if anyone's interested, there's the link to the Discord. You're more than willing to join if you want to call in and discuss what's been going down. You're also allowed to do that as well. Sorry, let me continue on with this. Pass a situation from around a year and a half ago. That I wouldn't need to respond. However, after seeing the situation unfold after a video by FPS Diesel released, rehashing the situation, many people have begun to promote false allegations, which I do not blame Diesel for, drawn gross conclusions, and have attacked others who promoted me or collaborated with me. For the sake of objectivity and being concise, any hearsay will not be mentioned in this document. Okay, so we should get a clear and concise statement regarding everything. Regarding the allegations last year, I have never sexually assaulted anyone. Diesel had implied he doesn't believe I was some sort of predator in his original video. The girl involved said I never sexually assaulted her. Something I'd also like to mention about the situation is the call that's shown between me and Annie, the girl involved. In this call was being recorded without my knowledge, and then he starts the conversation talking about the hookup we've had, then intentionally changes it to an unrelated topic, me picking her up. The actual context of this conversation has been clarified already in the past. On an occasion, okay, so like let me, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to click one of these links. I don't know, man. I'm very hesitant on clicking these. I don't want to get a virus. Oh my god, evidence.mp4. Evidence.mp4. Here we go. Here we go, guys.
I didn't know you didn't like being picked up. I put you down. It's not sexual.
I had like a Spurg freak out, and they're acting like I had a rational response.
And that it had nothing to do with sex, and I did something that made you uncomfortable. That's accurate, and it's okay.
Again, these are just these are weird fucking calls that they're having between each other. They should not. I don't think these two should not have been talking to each other during this situation whatsoever. Whatsoever, man. They just shouldn't have been. Regarding the allegations last year, the actual context of the conversation to clarify in the past. On occasion, when we were hanging out, I had picked her up while hugging her. I didn't know this was something she was uncomfortable with. After she asked me to put her down, she explained that she had past trauma relating to being lifted up. I had no idea about this and apologized. She responded saying, "It's okay, you didn't know. As I have already shown," she confirmed herself on several occasions I never assaulted her. Diesel also cast doubt on the girl and these allegations several times in both videos. Well, like, you knew. I will say this, Cameron, you knew about, to a certain extent, like, you had to have known, like, her honeypot history, right? If you were, like, especially at the time, you're very pro Yandere Dev, I'm guessing you had to have known some of her history. So, like, it's very... You saw the lion's den, and you saw the bones and the blood, and you're still like, yeah, let me walk into that. Like, come on, man, think better, think with your top head, not the other one. Let's see. I in no way condone Yandere Dev's behavior. I left the project once I learned the full extent of his actions. For context, I had been a fan of Yandere Simulator since I was 11. In late 2019, when I was 15, I joined the project as a composer/production assistant, slowly working my way up to lead composer. I used to look up to Yandere Dev. Someone you should not look up to, man. We grew close and developed a friendship when I was encouraged to defend him on several occasions. In hindsight, this was probably very inappropriate. It was very inappropriate. He's asking a child to defend him online. Fast forward to September 2023. These allegations came out. Yandere Dev lied to me, claiming this girl, Annie, had told him that she was of legal age. Since I considered Alex a friend and believed he was being misrepresented in the past, I initially believed him. I regret my behavior in these calls and wish I didn't jump to his defense. However, it was hard to cope with the fact that someone I looked up to and saw as a friend had done something so heinous. After leaving, I was required to finish music related to the contractual obligations, hence music still being released after my departure. Okay. Screenshots of the following page. For context, Yandere Dev/Alex Discord account was deleted shortly after the allegations resurfaced. Okay, so like we have conversations with Alex, with Yandere Dev and... It's okay. If I'm being honest, I don't care about the conversations between him and Yandere Dev. I'm obviously more interested with him and the girl. This was before I learned the full extent of his actions. Later in October, I grilled Alex on his behavior. I grilled Alex on his behavior and call. I get the why this is added. You know, you want to prove that like he wasn't like totally 100% like a fanboy of the fucking pedophile. I get it. Let's see. The reason I didn't volunteer this information to FPS Diesel, anyone for that matter, should be obvious. I'm not going to give admission of a crime to a drama YouTuber instead of the police. I don't care who they claim to be connected with. FPS Diesel himself. Know that the situation had been poorly handled, and I didn't want to contribute to that. Many months later, since there was no action taken, I did give the information to the moderators of r/Osama, linked above, so that at least the public could know. On this note, one thing I feel important to point out above about the situation is that his video, Diesel describes that he had lied to get information with people. So did I. I didn't entirely regret playing nice with Alex. I don't entirely regret playing nice with Alex to get the admission from him. With all that said, this is why I really feel that needs to be commented on. I'd like to thank all of the people who reached out to support. Simply put, I'm not going to let something dumb I did at 19, nor a short fling I had as a teenager with a 2.5 year age gap. So it's not even like a full 3 years. It's like a 2.5. Okay. Again, not that I care about the age gap. But I think it does, like the fact that that hookup happened. If I'm being honest, man, Cameron, it shows that like you're still kind of immature, that you might not know how to properly handle situations like this in the future. So if I'm to give you advice as a small creator in this community, so I doubt you'll take anything I have to say seriously, but like I would suggest not getting so personally involved, especially in like assault stories. Like you need to like kind of do what I do, what like Nicholas Diorio does, and just like look at it from afar. Look at it, laugh at it, you know, have a serious take if it needs to be. But like, come on, man, don't just don't do what you did in this situation. Don't do that again, man. Cause like, I'll be honest, like any videos that you make in the future, people are going to like look under a microscope to see if you fucked up or like were in like heavily involved in any way. I ruined my career. I will be the first to admit that I regret my past work on Yandere Simulator, as well as many of my actions while handling this controversy, but I will not accept the notion that I was in any way an accessory to help Yandere Dev groom someone, nor did I myself. So thank you for reading, Cameron. So there's the situation. Cameron, I've already said it several times at this point, so I'm just beating a dead horse. But man, I don't think you're like a monster. I think you're someone who is very immature. I think you have a lot of growing to do. It's clear that no matter how you slice the situation with Jelly, you did not handle it in the proper way you should have. And I feel bad for you, man. I do. Probably not the take everyone wants to hear, but that's just how I feel about the situation, because this should not have been a thing whatsoever. I'm fine with him. I'm fine with the initial setup of like him interviewing her, even though there's like a bias there, so like people can see it as so weird. But according to him, the interview was very anti-Yandere Dev, right? But man, don't pull this shit again, is what I'm basically trying to say. Enough with the rambling, though, guys. We gotta thank the lovely members of this channel, the guys who help make content like this possible, for where I can just fucking ramble about assault cases. Okay, first off, if it will let me get to members. Holy crap, let me get to members. Thank you. First off, we have to thank the GOAT himself, the top tier member, the $9.99 tier member, the Super Nerd 3. We gotta thank Pidgey for the awesome support he's shown this channel. Pidgey, if you're watching this later on, thank you, man, for all the support you've shown this channel. Seriously, man, in like 21 months of just like being a member in general. Thank you, man, so much. And then finally, we have to thank all the Super Nerd 1s, which you can join for just 99 cents if you're interested today. We have Wookie Z, Neon, Lady Nerd Artist, Nyx, GG Hearts, K-Huck, and we also have Daniel J and Annie. Thank you guys for all the support you've shown this channel over the years. I seriously could not do this without you guys, and I hope to bring you more awesome content. Don't forget, we're doing a live stream this Sunday, so tune in for that. Same time, 9 a.m. EST. As always, I am Nerdy John, signing out. I hope you all have a good day.
Well, here we are again. I've been here before, but I couldn't tell you when. Now every step I take is on the line, and each move right wipes out what was left behind. a single slip or fall. Well, it's back to 1-1, I've lost it all. If I'm stuck, I'll call you. With each stage I'll move through. Well, I know just a little more. Each step alone brings us closer to that old throne. So now I'll set the pace. With such short time, yeah, I really must make haste. But I don't know what's ahead or what the ending will bring. Well, I just need to take a minute and then try again to take it the king.